Everybody, welcome back to our episode of FSI DFS Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm your host, Megaroar 31. Sorry for you baseball fans, I didn't get to do videos this week. I've been pretty sick, but I'm doing better now. And while I'm feeling good, I just want to bang out this truck speculation video. So I know some of you hate speculation videos, but just want to kind of go over a little bit of information just to try to point you in the right direction. The last one we did for Xfinity actually went over really well and had some really good plays and won some people some money. So if you don't like speculation, I understand. Come back for Xfinity and Cup this weekend. We will have actual positions for those, but I can do the best I can for this. So we have Martinsville. Qualifying should be over around 4:30. Race starts at 7:30, so it's about a 3-hour window to be able to do the after qualifying inspection, in-pound stuff, and make sure the lineup's good and to build lines. So it's going to be tight. Plus, of course, it's during the time of NHL and NBA and Major League Baseball all locking at the same time. So fun night for DFS. So anyways, if you can always go to our website and sign up for the package if you want the exact data. It's only $3 for the day, $5 for the weekend. It's not that expensive. And you can get to that by going to the description of the video and the link to our webpage. And we have a brand new Discord too there also. So come check it out. But anyways, let's talk about the truck race. So last year it rained and it was a stop and go. And most of these truck series have a lot of cautions. I think there were like 8 cautions last year. So that seems to happen. It's a short track and people get into each other and spin, and these truck drivers, some of them aren't really good and they end up just not being patient and too aggressive and end up like turning each other. And so uh, you're probably going to have about 2 dominators in this race, maybe sometimes 3. But with the amount of cautions and stop and go, it really doesn't amount to that. Tire wear is okay on this track. It does come to a factor, but some people have pitted and stayed out and prayed that their tires would last, and sometimes it's worked out and sometimes it hasn't. So you might see that. No cup drivers in this race, but Sammy Smith comes down from Xfinity and hops into the 7 Spire truck, which Kurt Busch drove at Bristol and finished second. And I think Kyle Busch finished second in this race last year, also in probably a similar truck because Spire bought his KBM trucks. So last year, Heim had the most dominant truck, and he was doing really well and won the race, even though it was shortened. But he ended up leading 31 laps. So it was a pretty good night for him there. So I think there's nothing that says that Heim won't be a dominant truck here, and I don't care where he starts. I'm definitely probably going to lock him into my cash lineup and make him a prime play. And even if he starts on the pole and ends up having to start in the back, I think he's fine getting through the field and will be good with that. Um, he actually has run some Xfinity races and looked really well recently too. So becoming superstar, I think, here. So definitely like him. Ty Majeski had an engine issue in Bristol. Thor Sports got a pretty good book here. He finished 6th, led a couple laps last year. Actually finished 3rd. So I think he'll be fine. I think he's another one they can consider as a second dominator. I guess finished 1st at Bristol. It hasn't been as good here. He finished 8th, led 1 lap last year. So his team's been fast, and I think he should be good. So I think you can consider him in your dominator pool too. Grant Enfinger should definitely be considered in the upside dominator. Uh, CR7, they've been okay here. He was 9th in Bristol last year. He finished 12th. So I don't think he's a cash dominator, but I think that unless, again, practice qualifying, if It starts on the first row. I think you want like one of those. If any of these people I list as dominators start first or second, then definitely you want to lock them in more for a cash play. But I think that I figure somebody that could potentially dominate. Same thing, Rhodes. Like I said, Thorsport's got a good book here. Rhodes last year finished seventh. Didn't lead any laps, but again, goofy race with rain and stuff, and there's a red flag in the middle of it. So I think that he's definitely one that could be good. Nick Sanchez, he's been fast, and I like him as a dominator, even 17th at Bristol. I think he's got a lot of upside from what I've seen. Good team, good crew chief, knows what he's doing. So I think definitely put him in a good position to be able to succeed. As Sammy Smith, definitely stepping down, talented driver. I know it doesn't always manifest itself in Xfinity against some better talent, but coming down against these guys in a really good truck. And the thing I always say is I really like people that like come down to a series because he's not racing for stage points. So he can short pit before everybody else, hold out there for track position. He's doing nothing but racing for a win. And I think that this truck has finished second here. I believe it's probably the same type of truck or something, but it's probably the same one that finished like in Bristol. So I think good team, good crew, everything points to Sammy Smith having a good day. And I like the price at 9,300. So I think that he's another cash dom. Tyler Ankrum, I have him as just a cash play. I don't know if think that he can get up there and dominate the race. Like last year, he didn't really have a great day here. He finished 25th. Um, he did finish on the lead lap, but it was just a struggle. Started 12th, didn't look good in practice and qualifying. If he does this year, then of course, you know, I think he's also has upside to be a top five truck, and maybe I'll list him as an upside dominator just because the potential's there, but I just don't see him as a cash dominator, maybe. Raja Kruth, I think that he has been really solid this season, and I didn't think in Bristol that he would do as well as he did, but he seems to be figuring out pretty fast and be doing well at the Spire team and teammates with Sammy Smith and got some good resources. I think he's another one that you consider as an upside dominator. Matt Crafton, consider a dominating tag for him, but I don't know. It all depends. He knows the track. He's a veteran, which really usually bodes well here. But last start 21st, 23rd last year here, I just really haven't seen a ton of upside. Again, if he looks great in practice and qualifying, then I think you can consider more of a dominator, but I think he's just a good solid cash play that can probably stay in the lead lap and get good finishing position for you. Stuart Friesen's been too up and down last couple seasons. He's always going to be GPP. Lane Riggs, this team finished second here. I don't know. No, they didn't finish second here. Leslie Smith did really well here last year. Maybe not, but the team um, with finished really well at Bristol with a 10 with Riggs here. So he's got some talent. It's just a matter before it clicks. 8,000 not a bad price for him. Uh so I think you can consider him in cash. He's probably gonna be priced kind of in no man's land. If you're trying to get to like 10K up, you're probably not going to get up that far. But keep your eye on him. I do like him. I don't think he's gonna be a dominator, but I think if he does start down in the field, I think he can get up, stay on the lead lap, and get good finishing position enough to pay off his 8K as a cash play. So I think there is some floor there with him. Taylor Gray, I really think he's underpriced here at 78. He ran up to Xfinity and ran amazing last week. Um, and I think that he's just going seventh place at Bristol here. Tricon has been solid, so uh, I think he's going to be one of my prime plays here. Yeah, even depending, I don't really care where he ends up um, qualifying. I think that he's one that I'm going to lock in at this price tag. Ty Dillon, GPP. I know Rackley has done decent uh, with he finished 11th. Sorry, I'm looking at So I'm looking at the wrong one. So Zane Smith did finish third here last year in Martinsville. Going looking at the Circuit America results, I think accidentally. But Matt DiBenedetto was seventh here. I don't think Ty Dillon has top 10 upside. So we'll just have to, I don't know. He's a GPP. I just 76, I think, is too much of a price. If he was in the 6K range, I just think he's on the downside of his career. I mean, he made it up to Cup Series and he had some moments, but I just really can't consider him. Um, he's almost a fade, but I think I'll just keep him as a GPP here, uh, just in case. But I don't think I'll be playing much of him. Cam Waters is a supercar driver. Check out my note. 11 wins in that, second place in the series in 2022. So it doesn't look like he's got a ton of experience in at this specific track, but he's won in a Thor Sports car that could come in, and this is a 19th place car at Bristol. So I think he's a GPP because he's intriguing. Maybe I'll sprinkle him into a couple of my lineups just to see what happens. But um, I don't think he's got the floor for cash, but if he goes out there and looks great in practice and qualifying, then maybe he's someone to consider for cash. Tanner Gray, I think, is again down here. I think 73, I think, is too cheap for him too. So I think he's one that I can play in cash. Again, might be in no man's land if I'm trying to get Taylor in. I don't know if I'll be able to get two in the 7K range if I'm trying to get two 10K guys in there, but something to keep in mind. Chase Purdy struggled at Bristol. I see last year. I don't know if he raced here, but just a GPP. It's a decent team. I think he's better than the 33rd at Bristol. But Jake Garcia, same thing, young, talented guy. Either one of these two guys could do well here. So I think I'll see how they do in practice and qualifying. And I don't think they're going to be dominators, but we'll have to see if they maybe work their way into the cast conversation. But Swalich ran well here in ARCA. He came and ran in the one truck last year and started 22nd and finished ninth. So I think there's a lot of upside with him, understands the track and does well, even though he's a young driver. So I think I'm going to consider him as the third prime play. Dean Thompson, GPP. Curry, same thing. I think again, these two in the same price range are very similar plays. You just got to look at them, practice and qualifying, and that should help you differentiate between them. But Caden Huntington has really impressed me recently. He's having a good season, 12th at Bristol, 6,300. I think he could be a solid cash play and someone to round out your lineup. Matt Mills is a fade. Like he just gets into so many like wrecks or has so much trouble and stuff. I just don't think that he's one that I can really feel confident playing. Jack Wood, he's okay also. Uh Timmy Hill's got a lot of experience. But Daniel Dye out of the three of these, I really like 13th in Bristol. Just seems to be really figuring things out, racing solid, has some floor. So Massey for Young, I mean, I don't know if Young's gonna be able to stay on the lead lap here. So GPP for me. Holmes has been pretty solid. I think he's the lowest I'd go down here for like a potential cash play. And if Brett Holmes is starting anywhere in the above 25, then he's going to be a GPP play. But if he's starting anywhere 25 on down, I think you can safely play him in cash. Steven Rizali, AMN Racing, not interested. Justin Carroll has some experience here and some other series, but I'm not interested in him. Truck looked bad in Bristol. I just don't think that it's a strong enough truck mechanically to be able to stay on the lead lap and make it through the whole race. Dad Moffitt struggles, and this team has struggled also. Lawless Allen, Reum, I think this, if you need a punt play, I think, and you want to go, if you have to give below Holmes because you don't have enough left, I think Allen is where I'd go. I wouldn't take Spencer Boyd. He's been horrible. Uh, just in this team. If you look at previous results, like he was on other teams, so you can't go by that. Lyle Salem and Rayum, I think is the don't say they have floor, but I think is the best chance of staying on the lead lap between like all these ones below Holmes. So if you have to, Allen, but I'm probably gonna try to stay out this range. I probably want Heim, Gray, Swalich, and Swalich again. They'll see where like if he qualifies like too far up, then I don't think I can go with that. So, I might have to drop down to one of these other um to Honeycutt, Die, or Holmes might become the prime play if Swalich starts like in the top 15. If he starts outside the top 15, then he's probably going to remain the prime play. But if not, then I'm going to go to probably Honeycutt, Dyer, Holmes, whoever is probably starting the lowest on down, as long as I didn't see them look horrible in practice. And then, probably try to find another Dom to go up. I'm probably going to lean Sammy Smith just because I like the fact that he's not racing for points, that he's racing for the win. So that's how I'm probably going to round up my lineup. So Heim, Smith would probably be my second favorite dime. Dominator, Taylor Gray, Swalich, Honeycutt, Die, or Holmes would be the other prime play, and then whoever else works to fill in. So that's what I got for you. If you have any questions, put in the chat below. Hit me up at Megaru31 on Twitter/X. If you want more information on FSI DFS, like I said, you can go into the description of the video and to the website. It's only $3 to get the real sheets when it comes out tomorrow night before the race. And it's $5 for the whole weekend. It covers all three races. And if these videos help you, help us back by liking, subscribing to our channel if you haven't already, and sharing with friends. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna get out of here so I can start doing some research on Xfinity and Cup. And those videos we will have for you will actually have the starting position, so they will be more accurate. But hopefully this helped you with this. So hope you have a good weekend. Good luck in your contests, and I'll see you next time.